Welcome, Libra. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Temperance card. This is describing the overall energy for the month of March, and it is about tempering your strengths and weaknesses, balancing the opportunities that come to you, the challenges, and the inner resources that you have to work with those challenges or opportunities, to turn challenges into opportunities for growth, for refinement of your instinctual nature, your childish behaviors, or your animal behaviors. This is how we grow up. This is how we mature consciously, by balancing out our strengths and our weaknesses so that we are recognizing opportunities in experiences that may not come to us gift wrapped, but we value those in terms of our ultimate growth, maturity, and the awareness of our true power to live in an abundant world and to serve those who need our assistance or help. This can come in the form of a vision, and although this often looks easy because the angels characteristically depicted on the Temperance cards are effortlessly moving fluid from one cup to another, from one vessel to another. And this belies the real experience of the Temperance card, which is just you weathering the storms of life, one storm after another. In fact, it has begun to feel as though you are becoming graceful at handling one shit show after another. And you're understanding now that this is not to you, it is for you, because your consciousness has evolved to a place where you recognize that you have a skill or gift that must be refined so that it can be used and leveraged in the maximal way possible. This is a general reading, Libra. It isn't going to be resonant for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, I will try to remember to put the information for that in the comments section. Welcome to all of you, whether you're new or you're familiar with me. I value that you're spending some time with me, so thank you for that. And the way that you are identifying yourself socially, your place in the world, the way others see you, is one in command. The Emperor is all about taking ownership for your life, for your reality, for your experiences, relinquishing control of things that do not serve you, that you cannot control, so that your considerable energies can be focused on strategizing the best way to express your gifts, to gain the recognition of your efforts, to use that influence to work on behalf of a better experience for your community, your world, your organization. This is a lot about realizing the way you think is the way that you experience the world. So this does play somewhat into what is sometimes called the law of assumptions, right? You're assuming that you can create a vision, a goal, something that is significant to you, allows you to sort your character, to balance out those qualities that are going to be the most empowering in terms of working towards that vision. So these, in this instance, are really working hand in hand in a beautiful way. And I do see the tremendous maturity, control, and authority that you carry in your community as a result of the inner work that you've done and the outer influence that you have experienced, that you have gathered throughout successive experiences, so that you come as a an expert manifester. The key word, remember, to the Emperor is realization. That means you know how to make something come to life. You know how to manifest something, how to ground a dream in reality. In the first house, the Page of Swords. Interesting. So in the month of March, I see you contemplating, evaluating your power, considering a way to move forward in a particular direction. And it feels as though you are experiencing a lot of personal power and you're not sure how best to direct that energy. The Page of Swords is about you watching others, taking note of your environment, almost like a needs assessment kind of energy I'm getting from this, where you're checking out where you're at. This can be with relevance to your business or to your home life, to your relationships. It feels like this is about life direction or how you're going to invest in your goals, and you're not quite sure where to take that. And it feels as though it is the result of some newer, more compelling experience of who you are. It's like you're coming to this incredible maturation and empowerment that you had not formerly been aware of in some way. In fact, it feels as though you felt as though you've been managing one challenging storm, one tornado, one flood, one lightning show after another. And that you have come to this sense of maturity, control, and empowerment regarding that, but you're not quite sure where this new sense of energy should be directed. And so I always believe that when we recognize the limits of what we know, we're on the path to phenomenal growth, because part of learning and growing is recognizing that you don't know everything you want to know. So I see this as very powerful, Libra, opportunity for you in the fourth house, the house of your home, your domestic environment, your family, your roots. The Queen of Cups is really describing what I believe has been quite the healing journey. This is you actually taking some considerable time to look at the experiences that have been generated by your life, particularly by the difficult things in your life. This is you not presenting yourself to others, but rather being honest and allowing yourself the space to feel your feelings, to acknowledge heartache. Certainly, there is energy around this reading that indicates that you always keep a brave face, that you always try to manage the difficulties in your life with grace. You never want others to see how much it hurts, how difficult it is, how heartbroken you may be. And yet you have been giving yourself the space to experience that. I would say this is sort of relevant to the time of the pandemic began. This became a kind of gift that allowed you to spend some time in feelings in an unfamiliar environment. Maybe if you had to work at home more, or you still had to go into the office when everyone else was at home or retiring, whatever it was, the environment allowed you space to evaluate your feelings, your powerful feelings, and to begin to release those by expressing them, by admitting to the pain and the suffering that you have experienced, and then to create a self-care program that you now realize is a core of who you are. In the 7th house, the house of your significant others, we have the 3 of Cups, which Libra is describing what I believe is a fairly characteristic place of strength for you. You are surrounded by love, and one of the reasons that you are surrounded by love, you are accepting the love that surrounds you, whatever form it comes in, is because this is the way that you relate in the world. You relate to others in a way that signals a kind of fairness, a kind of equity, a kind of justice, a reciprocity. And I think this is a key that has been troubling you in some aspects of the past, a way in which you've had to pull back from this sense of trying to control others through your relationships, perhaps trying to control outcomes through exerting control in places or in areas where not only do you not have control, but actually you don't want to have control because you've received that same kind of management surveillance from others. And that is not what you consider a productive relationship, a loving, reciprocal, powerful relationship. But I do see you recognizing that you do have love all around you and that you'll take that. You'll accept it. You're seeing it for what it is, how powerful it is in your life. And it's helping you to acknowledge the feelings, a safe place to express yourself vulnerably, particularly during a time where you are self-healing. And I pulled the Peace card. I am a being of love and I release all negative energies. So this is very much about the inner healing you're doing, the inner growth and maturation you're experiencing, and the realization that by focusing on your strengths, by balancing those with areas that you are not strong in, that is how you are open up to challenging your assumptions about yourself and about others. This is key. This is what's opening you up to learning. Your desire for peace, composure, a sense of grace and balance in dealing with people and circumstances that are beyond your control. And this is particularly relevant to the particular social environment we find ourselves in, where not only are we distracted from our own sense of composure or focus, but we are surrounded by antipathy, hostility, violence, meanness. And so this is about trying to protect your inner world from I want to say, cultural narcissism, whatever that means to you. I'll throw that out there and you can make what you want of that. In the 1st house, the Page of Swords is clarified by the 7 of Wands, and this is all about you setting up clear boundaries. In many ways, a kind of defensiveness, because you are emerging in a way that is so uniquely empowered after a time of feeling really stepped on, that you are not sure of your own, where you start and where you end. You're experiencing a new version of yourself and everything feels different. So you're trying to carefully erect some real boundaries that will protect you, as well as give you the space to continue this exploration and development of your own empowerment. In the 4th house, the Queen of Cups is clarified by the 6 of Pentacles. And here we are with a Libra card, where you are understanding that your best relationships grow from this place of emotional empowerment, that you are looking and unapologetically looking to invest in those relationships that support you. And this may be somewhat feel like this might have been something you wouldn't have done in the past. You might have felt that this was exploitive, or that this wasn't a way to approach relationships as though you were getting something out of them that wasn't fair. But you're actually learning that wanting to be comfortable, to be safe, to be supported, to be seen is something that you have a right to, something you need, particularly given the kind of work you do. So that you are being supported, you again are learning to center yourself in relationships and not apologize for that. This is very important for you. In the 7th house of significant others, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. So I do see you really focused on building something excellent, something beautiful, something lasting with those that you trust. There's an element here of feeling protected, of being allowed to be vulnerable in a way that isn't misunderstood or isn't exploited or taken for granted. And that what you're working towards, you realize must be done in a way that is among trusted peers. There's something about the talent that you're developing that can't be shared with others all the time. This can be a new way of working together. This can be a new set of goals. This can be friends pooling their resources together to literally build or create something. And there's a level of intimacy or not publicness about this that is important to be protected in order for you and your peers to invest wholeheartedly, because this is not something that is a walk in the park. This is a job. This is a commitment. This is a commitment to be successful in some regard. In the 10th house of the Emperor is clarified by the Ace of Wands, and this is beautiful. It feels as though your relationships are supporting you to move out in this new direction, to express this newer, more mature version of yourself in a way that you need support to do. You're as every bit as willing to work as hard as you ever have. Yet you are being supported by others to do that. You're being recognized as a leader, as the one who has the overview of not only the service or product that you're creating, but the value of it to your audiences. I'm going to finish up this reading with a flora and fauna of Africa, my homage to Africa, motherland, and Mother Earth. And I pulled the black rhinoceros, and the key word is clear perspective. It reads, change your perspective, look more closely. There's much to appreciate around you. I think that it is referencing this very delicate position you're in as emerging from a community, a set of intimate relationships, through a healing process as ultimately powerful in a way that's taking you some time to get used to. The power of your words, the power of your thoughts in shaping the words that you speak, the way that you communicate, the depth of your commitment to the betterment of a product, an organization, the community is profound. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you're interested in more content, please check out this video. And until next time, namaste.